Hello and welcome to another daily market reading. Today we are on Bitcoin. I'm on the 4-hour time frame, and since it's Monday, I'm going to start up again. I'm going to start on the weekly time frame. First things first, we do have to say I am quite happy because Bitcoin is finally starting to reach and is starting to do what I was really eagerly waiting for it to do, which is a really positive thing. Weekly, we have been going up for the past, for four weeks, and we've just closed a really silly, stupid looking candle, which is looking quite positive. It just shows the prices has gone down quite a lot. It has been absorbed straight back up. The oscillator has been moving up with a lot of strength, and we are currently in quite a big green candle, which is the move that we have seen earlier on this morning. Weekly wise, it does look like we are starting to approach previous pivot points. Okay, this was a pivot point. We had these pivot points here. That's roughly where we are trading now, which is why I am starting to tread with a bit more caution. Looking for longs now. I think that's it. I think this is enough. I'm not going to go for any long positions now, because we have just recently entered the area that I was looking for the short positions, but a bit more of that later on. So weekly, this is looking good. It does look like we could still have a bit more room to go up, if we even do want to go up. If we just look at the oscillator, we do have to say though, we are reaching quite important pivot points. Okay, daily time frame. This is when, yes, okay, we have just gone above this high, and this high, which is quite a good thing. We've just cleared quite a bit of liquidity, and going on CoinGlass really quickly, you can see we've just got a bit more liquidity, 81,000, something like that, between 80 and 81, okay, which we haven't cleared just yet. We have cleared the previous one, which was sitting at 79,700 roughly, and now we've just got a tiny bit more. I do say a tiny bit. There's about 350 million, which is quite a lot, between 80 and 81, okay, which is why I wouldn't be shocked if the price of Bitcoin does have a slight more push up and then have that move down. Okay, so daily wise, it looks like we have been respecting the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows, and we are now in the middle of forming a new high. Okay, if we do get a new low, I'm gonna go in more detail on exactly what my price points are, where my targets are. I strongly disbelieve that the price of Bitcoin is now going to do a new low, and then we are going to go shoot back up. I do not think that we are going to go over 83,000. If we do, okay, because this is quite important, while I'm on the daily time frame, I might as well just give you a quick reminder. Okay, I'm going to trace a whole Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low, and I am also going to trace right here. We have got a daily gap, okay, which by the way has not been filled yet. The daily gap has not been killed. Additionally, okay, I'm going to turn on and you're going to see we are also in the middle of a weekly gap. Okay, I know I have been saying this for a lot of different videos, but now we are actually in this point. This is relevant. This is really relevant now, because we need to know where the price is probably going to stop and where we're going to stop looking for short positions. In theory, okay, in my point of view, Bitcoin should not close candles. So we should not. I am fine. I am going to tolerate a move up and then a move down. Fine. What I'm not going to tolerate is Bitcoin going over 83,000 and consolidating and closing candles above it. If we do, that is not good news. Well, it's not good news. It just means that Bitcoin has a chance of going even more up, which I highly doubt. I highly doubt, because we are still in a bear market. But this is still a scenario. If Bitcoin does go above 83,000 and we start closing candles above 83,000, watch out. Be careful, because then we will need to do a whole new analysis, a whole new reading, this, that, the other. Having said that, let's zoom in a little bit more. I'm going to take these off, and what I'm going to do is going to look a lot nicer if I just turn on our indicators, which by the way, you can use for free. You can get them for free, and you will also know how they work because I've done some really nice and easy to understand tutorials on this channel. So daily time frame still, actually I'm probably going to move down to the, yeah, there we go, and then I can probably take these off. Right, so early on this morning we had Bitcoin, which was quite cheeky. It was not really nice of Bitcoin. Before doing this move up, it went all the way down, basically to test the smart trend and to test this previous support. Okay, we've tested it, and then since we've been having a move up, quite an aggressive move down, and it looks like now we are currently in a move up. What's quite interesting is that we are basically locked against two daily gaps. So we've got a ghost daily gap right here, which you can see says there ghost daily gap, and we are currently trading inside a ghost daily gap. It looks like we had a reaction at a 50% level of this gap. We had this move down, and as you can see, right, the price, what did the price of Bitcoin go to do? It impacted against this daily gap, which is also where the trend cloud is, right? And then it had this move up. So, do I think that the price of Bitcoin could have a bit more of a move up? Yes. Okay, potentially, I do think there's a chance that Bitcoin could have a move up. What is making me say this? On the daily time frame, we have a lot of money flow. That is a lot of money flow. Okay, this is not just simply looking at this. This is not really making me think, yeah, I'm gonna go short with a lot of money. 2, we've got a ghost daily gap which has already served as a support. 3, which is now what we're currently nearly killing this daily gap. Another thing worth noting, on the on the CME futures for Bitcoin, we have not really cleared this gap yet, which ends at 81,200. Okay, we have not cleared it yet. We have not cleared these liquidations here, 80,900 to 81,000. Have not done that yet. Again, another thing, I go on USDT. Okay, this is going to be, USDT has quite a similar thing. I do think we might get a move back down. We've got a daily gap on USDT sitting very nicely where the trend cloud is. Okay, so if we do get a correction in Bitcoin, I will be paying attention to USDT. There is a chance that we are going to get a nice impulse back down. But most importantly, okay, I'm going to do the same sort of analysis I've done on Bitcoin on this, because I think it's quite relevant. Okay, first things first, USDT daily time frame, Fibonacci retracement from this low. I'm going to click it once up to the highest high, click it again. We've got, I'm now going to turn on actually the multi-time frame gaps that our lovely indicator can show me, and you're going to see something that's going to blow your mind, or isn't if you've already seen my previous videos. We've got a weekly gap, we've got a daily gap, we've got the smart trend, and we've got the golden pocket all sitting in one place. Am I waiting for USDT to go down? Yes. Another reason, on the daily time frame, it looks like the oscillator starting to have a move down. It looks like it's ready to go down, and it does look like there is still some room to go and hit this. Now, as soon as we hit this area, as soon as we get close to it, I am going to be a bit more careful. I am going to be thinking for short positions in the crypto market. But just simply looking at this, this is showing me there's quite a chance, not guaranteed, not 100%, I could be wrong, yes, but I'm gonna hold fire, and because this looks like there could still be some more movement in the crypto market. Okay, I'm gonna delete all of this, and then we've actually got quite a similar thing on Ethereum. Okay, daily time frame, we've got the oscillator, which was basically overbought, and then we're starting to have this move up. We can see during this whole pump down of the oscillator, the price of Ethereum stayed fairly sideways, and it supported itself on the trend cloud. If you're wondering what is this trend cloud that he's on about, it's an exponential moving average, but tweaked out, made very nice. So it's not just a basic one, and also exactly the same scenario as Bitcoin. Weekly gap, daily gap, smart trend, and yeah, we've also got a CME futures gap, which ends roughly at 2,600. Do I think Ethereum's going to go to 2,600? It's a bit of a push, but do you know what doesn't hurt? It's a lovely Fibonacci retracement. 2,560 is exactly, okay, I think that's actually quite a really good bit of information. We've got the 0.5 level of this whole phase sitting at the midpoint of a daily gap where the smart trend is, and at the midpoint roughly of a weekly gap. Okay, it looks like that is going to be quite a high reaction zone. Now, does this mean that Ethereum is not going to have a major reaction straight back down as soon as it hits this daily gap? Maybe, you never know. I do not know. I don't have a magic ball. I can't read the future. What I do know is the oscillator, it looks like it's ready to have a pump up. We haven't really hit a 0.5 level yet, or basically any relevant levels when it comes to Fibonacci. We have reacted on the 0.328, but it looks like we are ready to go across it once again. Okay, so having said that, on Bitcoin, I'm going to leave it very nicely laid out. I'm going to leave it really clear, really nice. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to just make it clear so that either I can make a nice thumbnail for this, or I can, you can really nicely and really clearly see it. What is my area to go short? Something like that. Yes, between 80 and 82,500. Between 80 and 82,500. That's roughly what my short position on Bitcoin is going to look like. Can we have a bit of a deviation up? Of course, yes we can. As long as we don't close candles above 83, like I said, that's fine. How am I going to build this position? Is this going to be a life or death situation? No, it's not. This is going to be a position where I'm probably going to first off hold it for a bit longer. I'm not going to sell it within the day. Also, I am going to be using different leverage. I'm not going to go 100x. I never go 100x. I might be using a bit less leverage so that I have a bit more margin for my stop loss. Or I might also be averaging out trades and seeing basically how the market is playing out. Okay, so I might do potentially one now, one at 81,500, one at 82, maybe even if I'm pushing it, one at 82,500 to have a nicer entry price. I'm not too sure what I am going to do yet. What I do know, and that I would personally recommend, actually no, because this is not financial advice. What I am going to do for myself is I am not going to go crazy. I'm not going to be too eager. I'm not going to be too money hungry. And I'm going to take it with caution, okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be a millionaire with this one single trade. I am a trader. This is a nice trade opportunity. Yes, I'm going to try it. If I get stopped out, then I get stopped out. And I'm just going to have more trading opportunities every single day, okay? So this is not life or death. I'm not stressing. I'm not panicking. I'm not going to stay in front of my PC all day long. It's just so that we will put things into perspective, okay? Having said that, one final reminder, do not think we are in a bull market. We are still in the bear market. We've got a bunch. Look at all of this liquidity that we have created. Look at all of this that we've got here, which we have not cleared, which we have not taken. I think we have not seen the bottom of this bear market. I think this is going to be a very nice final push up for Bitcoin, and then we're going to be moving straight back down for some more time. But I'll do my own videos and I will do my own analysis once we cross that bridge. For now, it looks like we're entering a really interesting area for short. And then, yeah. So having said that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe as well, and make sure to leave a comment whether you think that I am right, whether you think that I'm wrong, and what you are actually trading. I'm really curious to know what you guys are actually trading, and what you guys think that the market is going to do. Thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow.